Hello everybody. The topic of today's video is how to create an impressive SOP for your masters abroad. Before making this video, I actually researched about this topic in a lot of blog posts, read a lot of articles, and actually found the information very overwhelming and appealing. However, I also felt that this information in so much abundance might be perhaps confusing for a lot of students who have just begun this entire SOP writing preparation and also who have just immersed themselves into the process of applications and admissions. So the sole purpose of today's video is to give a step-by-step process to the students who are aspiring to study abroad so that they can make a perfect and an impressive SOP and finally can get admission in their dream university. So without any further ado, let's get into the video and understand these steps. To start with, an SOP is a statement of purpose that is sent to the university you want to apply to and should show the entire reflection of your persona. It's basically the reflection of your individuality, and that should come out up straight and up front in front of the admission committee, enough so that they feel worthy of giving a seat to you in their graduate program. Having said that, the first and foremost thing that you need to do before creating your SOP is to make a bullet point list of all the achievements, your skill sets, your passion and your accomplishments you have thus far. By that I mean, try categorizing your life in different phases. For example, start with your school life and jot down all the achievements you've had there. Then come to your college life and maybe write down all the accomplishments that you have done there. Coming to your work life, if you've had work experience, try jotting down everything you have done during your work. For example, the projects that you've undertaken, or if you've received any award for your employment, or any kind of a certification that you've gone through. Try writing all those things in one place. You can also add on towards your volunteer experience, your NGO, or your corporate social responsibility that we majorly call CSR into this achievement list. The sole purpose of this list is actually to not miss on anything while creating your final SOP. Going to the next part is try star marking the achievements or try highlighting the achievements that you think are coherent with the course you have applied to. That means your graduate program. The reason to do so is that this will obviously give you a kind of a structure that leads towards the final SOP. To give you an example here, if you want to apply for a management course, then skill sets and achievements like volunteering for a certain program or organizing the entire fest of your college or maybe organizing a camp, an event for an NGO. Anything of this sort is obviously management skill, right? So you can incorporate this while talking about your management skills prior to getting into a management graduate program. You can even talk about an internship which has been done in a management scenario. For example, if you've taken a marketing internship or a finance internship, or if you've done like a project under the business of your under your family business, all of these things can be incorporated under the management section or under these achievements so that you use them during your final SOP. These would be the first 2 points. Coming to the third point is, while talking about the statement of purpose, we have to put emphasis on what is a purpose. So the purpose of our SOP is to get into a particular university or a particular course. That means we definitely have to answer what is the course all about, so why this course and why this university. Make sure you answer these questions very thoroughly. Also, please note at this point that we are making different chunks of pieces of work, right? Like different pieces are written right now. You do not have to worry about word limits in these different pieces. Try making different paragraphs for each thing. Till now, we have covered 2 things, achievements as well as the purpose. The third thing is talking about your purpose for the future. That means talking about the goal that you have set for yourself. So basically, any student who wants to get into a graduate program has a goal for their career and wants to reach a certain place, right? And the graduate program is sort of kind of maybe a launch pad or a ladder that will take them to that career goal. Make sure you write about two things here: your short-term goal and your long-term goal. A short-term goal is the one which you want to do immediately, or which you want to achieve immediately after you've completed your graduate program. And the long-term goal is one which obviously you think about or anticipate for 5 to 10 years down the line. These are the two very important points when it comes to your SOP. Make sure you thoroughly write like small paragraphs on both STG as well as LTG. Once you've made these patches of work, make sure you go through each of them and remember that you've not excluded anything. Now the next step would be to club all the information that you've collected till now. I am providing you a complete format or a complete structure in which you can serial wise arrange all the amount of work which you've done till now. Please note that this structure is not a mandatory structure that needs to be followed. You can go ahead with any type of structure or any type of format that you feel comfortable with. It's just the way you present your SOP that really matters. What kind of information have you put through and how impressive is that? So make sure you do not go by or abide by just this format. This format is just to give you an outline basically to start writing the rough draft of your SOP. I am providing this right here. This would be the entire process, how the way you have to go about. You can screenshot this if you like. I will also put it in the full screen. Now this makes the very first draft of our SOP. From this SOP, which might go around to 2 to 3 pages if you've written good amount of things about yourself, to going to 800 to 1200 words is a bit of a challenge. So you need to put significant amount of time and effort in this. So let's get started with making your rough draft of SOP to a final draft. Once you've collected the entire information about yourself, make sure you read through it and see that if it is engaging enough for the admission committee or not. By engaging, I mean that your entire SOP should seem like a story to them. More so that the first paragraph should lead to obviously the second one, and so on and so forth. The reason behind saying this is that if the admission committee reads your entire SOP from top to bottom, they should feel the need to know you more. They should feel engaged enough to go to the last part of your SOP and then find it impressive enough to give you an admit. In that scenario, it is very important for us to put forth very engaging content. Now talking about the achievements that I made you write in the first step. When you incorporate them in the SOP, make sure that you just do not list the entire list of achievements and just put it in the SOP plainly, but also write about the journey behind these achievements. The admission committee is more interested in knowing about you and what kind of challenges and weaknesses you had and you faced during this entire thing. They can know about your entire achievement list also from the resume, but to have a subjective version of this is the SOP. So make sure you write about the entire journey of what went behind getting that achievement into perspective. For example, if I've had an achievement of being a project manager for a certain project that was a huge thing for my entire organization, just writing plain that I was a project manager will not really impact. What will really be impactful is the entire journey behind what got me to be a project manager. So for example, talking about the challenges I faced, talking about my team support, talking about the skill sets that I maintained to be a project manager, the entire hard work that went into picture, everything of that sort comprises of the journey. So it's really not important to put like 100 achievements and not give a story behind or a journey behind even one of them. What's more important is to put 2 to 3 significant achievements and then talk about the journey that has led you to that, as well as shaped the person you are. That is really impactful. The next step would be, as I've already talked about the long-term goal and the short-term goal, make sure when you write them in your SOP, they should be very specific and not generic. Let me give you an example. If I'm going for a computer science program and I just say that after the graduate program, I want to be a computer engineer, or I want to widen my horizons and work in the computer field, isn't it generic? The words might be very enticing for you to write in the SOP, but this will not create impact at all. What will create an impact or what will be very significant in the SOP would be to go a little specific. For example, I want to be into so-and-so organization and I want to serve a designation of so-and-so name. Like for example, a data analytics person wants to be a data engineer or wants to work on a certain project or wants to be in a certain company. Giving names and giving concrete designations in your SOP really matters because that shows the intent, the serious intent of the student, and shows that you have well researched about the goal you want and what would lead you to that goal. So it's very important to go kind of specific when you're talking about your long-term and short-term goal. Going next is personalization. While creating the final draft of your SOP, make sure you write your own words. Do not try basically using thesaurus and then just putting fancy words into perspective. Make sure you write clear and short sentences. Use simple words that will really be impactful. The main motive of the SOP is to go clearly and be sorted enough for the admission committee to understand. And the second point of personalization is to try personalizing your SOP for each and every university and the course you want to apply to. A certain university might have a good kind of a specialization in their curriculum. If you mention about that, that will obviously show that you have well researched. Talking about the professor you want to work, if you're going for a research-based program, so talking about the professor or the project that he's working on, and if you show interest in that, again shows that you have well researched about the course you want to go for. Or even talking about the entire clubs and the events which are happening on the campus. Maybe that is something which you can really work on. Going next is proofreading your SOP. It is very important to structure your paragraphs, to make the right usage of commas, colons, indentations, and all the phrases that you've made in your SOP. Try using softwares like Grammarly, they come in very handy. Last but not the least would be a feedback. So make sure once you've created the final SOP, which should not exceed more than 1200 words, or it's fine if you have a 1 or a 1.5 page kind of an SOP. Make sure you kind of get a feedback on it from your seniors, your mentors, your consultants, or anybody who has already done this course, or even your family members who've been into such kind of field already. Take feedback from them, work on that feedback. It will actually make you improve your SOP a lot more, because it will obviously give you a third person's perspective before actually finally submitting your SOP. So these would be all the points that you need to incorporate and make a final impressive SOP for your Masters Abroad program. In case you think that you need to talk about this, or if you need more tips about how to create a final SOP, or if you want a feedback on your own SOP, try writing down to us and we will reply to you on the same. Till then, have a good time and bye-bye.